This popcorn-style review contains scenes from another video. Serial Experiments Lain. Lain is a fucking weird goddamn anime. It has a lot of, trippy visuals, and speaking of the trippy visuals, other than those trippy visuals, the show is animated like fucking horse shit. And as I had watched an anime older than it, one each week last month, I'm comparing it with things of its own era and not modern animation. Lain just does not look good. But that's fine. It's not a show that would have lived or died based on its animation quality. It's about a young girl getting into the internet. That's not what it's about. I don't know actually how to explain what it's about without kind of spoiling it, and also it's just kind of hard to explain what it's about. The big problem with Lain is that as I was watching it, it felt like a puzzle piece. It doesn't try and give you all the information at once. You have to watch through the whole show and try and put it together like a puzzle, like you just said. My problems with Lain is that when I got to the end of it, I thought there was going to be it always felt like I was missing pieces. And I thought at the end I was going to get that one piece that just ties the whole, just puts the whole puzzle together. And then I didn't. And I'm like, okay, I think I have a rough understanding of what happened. But it didn't feel to me like it fit together properly. So I went and I watched videos like I did with Evangelion. I found this video from a so-called, he called himself a veteran Lain watcher. And it was supposed to be a whole video explaining Lain, but the problem is I just watched Lain, and I knew that it shed some insight, mostly with the self-entitled god of the internet, but I knew some of the things the video was saying was wrong because I had just watched it. And so then I took the new insight I'd gained about the god of the internet that I'd missed when I'd watched it myself, because I honestly thought I just wasn't paying attention at first, and I realized that the more I tried to put the puzzle together, I'd get something that that makes sense, right? That seems like that would fit in with the plot, and then it didn't, because I could think of just one other thing to counteract it, and it makes me wonder if Lain actually makes sense perfectly. It also drops a shit ton of plot threads. And this actually gets me thinking about stories like Lain, which are intended to be open to audience interpretation. Stories like this are usually created without a concrete answer by the creator. Not always, but usually. And because of this, they put evidence that could swing your where you're going one way or the other. And that usually, not always, means that since the show is supposed to be able to swing one way or the other, when you actually compare all of the evidence to itself, it ends up not possibly being able to go any way. Both ways are wrong, rather than either way could be right. Of course, you can have more than one way to go with, Lain or other series. I'm just using 2 because 2 is an easy number. So yeah, I don't think Lain makes sense perfectly. I mean, it makes sense in that, you get the idea of what's happening, but I don't think it all fits together perfectly, and it drops a metric fuck ton of plot threads all throughout its runtime. It's crazy how many plot threads it just drops. Twitch and Discord in the description. I've been Sacrobolic, your envoy of hope. Bye-bye!